What if I told you that the real reason why most of our African mothers are angry and frustrated half the time is because they don't orgasm? Okay, as much as they should. Yes, orgasms are very important for your mental health, even as women.
Oh my God!
Now, before you come at me with your holy water, I'm about to spit facts. So I would encourage you to watch this video to the end, learn a thing or two, and share this video with your family members and your community. In case you're wondering who I am, I'm a medical doctor, a reproductive healthcare physician, and sexual health researcher.
Let's watch this video some few minutes.
Let's start from the basics, the orgasm gap. Now, in case you're new to my page, I would implore you to go watch the other videos. The orgasm gap is simply the gap between male and female orgasm, with the women being at a disadvantage. Most men are going to orgasm 95% of the time, while women are struggling between 61 to 65%. And this can be lower in certain populations. Also, an NIH study that surveyed a large group of women discovered that about 18.4% of them reached orgasm through penile vaginal penetration, while about 36% of them were able to orgasm through clitoral stimulation. This reinforces the fact that more women are going to reach an orgasm through clitoral stimulation, or a combination of penetration and clitoral stimulation, as against just penetration. Now to the crux of the matter. Orgasms are very key elements of mental health. I said orgasms, not sex. According to the updated WHO definition of sexual health, everyone is entitled to pleasurable and safe sexual experiences free of coercion, discrimination, and violence. So it's not just saying, oh, women should have sex and their mental health is going to go up. I know some of you specialize in twatting what someone has said. I said orgasms.
Bombastic side eye.
So what's the relationship between orgasms and your health? Very interesting, because this is a topic I'm currently researching. And I did well to note down my points so that I don't leave any points behind. This is what I've found so far. For the mental and psychological aspect, the very first thing, the evaluation of self-worth. So you see, the continuous lack of orgasms can cause what we call psychological adjustment. So what that does in the long run is that they devalue their pleasure. And that's why you hear a lot of women who say, sex is for your husband, just open your leg, let him do what he wants to do, you go. Conversations like that, it has become a social conditioning, a cultural conditioning. The second thing is hypervigilance and body anxiety. Now, because of the stigma and shame associated with sex, most women, even with their husbands, are very hypervigilant when it comes to sex. So they are basically spectators of their own sexual encounters. They mentally detach from it. Now, the thing about anxiety is that it increases the release of cortisol, which is the stress hormone. Stress hormone blocks the relaxation hormones that are required for climax to occur. So no matter what happens, it's not possible. Your brain is actively anxious and worrying. Cortisol levels are high, so you can never reach orgasm. 3, the performative strain. Now, because women want to protect the ego of their partners, what they do is they fake it. You know what that means. And when that happens, there's such a thing as cognitive dissonance. So they kind of alienate themselves from their own bodily responses. And that can lead to resentment, both of the experience and of their partners. And when resentment builds up, stress builds up. These experiences I've listed cause stress hormones to build up over time, leading to what we call elevated chronic stress. During orgasms, there's a cocktail of hormones that are released: oxytocin, dopamine, and some endorphins. These hormones are responsible for lowering cortisol, reducing stress, and downregulating the nervous system, which helps her relax. It could also lead to sleep disruption. Oxytocin and prolactin hormones are critical drivers of deep restorative sleep. They are the hormones responsible for what we call postcoital sleep. So if you finish your genital meet and greet and your partner just wakes up to go and warm a bath, and there's no urgency, there's no emergency, you didn't do your job well.
Oh my God!
Also, it's no news that sleep deficiency accelerates cellular aging and oxidative stress. In fact, the data reveals that there is a correlation between the orgasm gap and lower postcoital sleep quality in women as compared to men. Also, while this is mild, it could lead to pelvic floor or circulatory stagnation, because during arousal, there is what we call vasoconstriction. So a lot of blood pools around the pelvic area. While during orgasm, there is vasodilation. That contraction helps to push the blood around. If orgasms don't occur, it could lead to pelvic heaviness or some mild physical discomfort. On a social and psychological level, this could lead to erosion of sexual agency and a reduction in safe sexual practices. Yes, women who believe they shouldn't orgasm are less likely to establish and enforce their boundaries. This even comes down to when it's time to use condoms. They are likely to allow a man have sexual encounters with them without protection because it's a whole psychological thing. Ultimately, this could lead to what we call sexual evaporation or low libido. Now, our brains learn by conditioning. The more you do something, the more your brain recognizes it as acceptable, as normal. So if a woman sees sex as something that she shouldn't enjoy, if it's something she doesn't look forward to, if it's something associated with pain, her brain and her body will be conditioned that way. So this consistent sex without reward can lead to brain down regulation and predispose some women to what we call HSDD, hyperactive sexual desire disorder. These statistics are very revealing, especially when you juxtapose it with the realities of vaginismus and the constant complaints of painful sexual periods. Some of the most heartbreaking DMs I've ever received are about women who have associated sex and pain together. A lot of women experience painful sex, and this is both because of the psychological conditioning of what sex should be, the societal expectations that were dashed, and also, whether we admit it or not, some of our harmful cultural practices like female genital cutting, mutilations here and there. Some girls did not even know that they had encountered that. And so they're experiencing lots of pain and they don't know what the origin is. And it's so sad to see that over time, because of societal conditioning, a lot of women, some of you who are watching this are probably going to say, I beg, it's not that deep, or please just give it to the man, I beg, I'm not even interested. I don't even blame you because if you listened well, this is something that over time has gone from biology to sociology. So it's going to take a long time for us to disabuse our minds or uncondition ourselves and unlearn a lot of things. That's a conversation for another day. But I think one of the things we should actually sit with at the end of this conversation is, why do we feel this necessity to stifle women's sexuality and pleasure? What about women makes you think they don't deserve all the pleasure in the world? I want you to sit with that for a bit. Today is World Orgasm Day. It's the weekend. So I wish you multiple happy orgasms. Remember, it should be safe, pleasurable, free of coercion, discrimination, and violence. Till next time, I remain your son health, Dr. Zobo. Bye.